What's up, everybody, man? I just got back from the gym getting my motherfucking money. Always getting paid. Stayed getting paid. That's the only way you're going to get results. People, you can't talk about it. You got to be about it. And if you're still spinning your wheels and not knowing what to do, you need to shoot me a DM on my Instagram and I will get you started to becoming that best version of yourself. Trust and believe, man. I had the blueprint. I went from fat to fit to ripped. Now, if you're ready to do this shit, let's do this. Okay, so here's a quick little story, man. Well, not really a story. I'm gonna break it down what a drive run is, okay? Because I was asked, what do you mean by drive run? Okay, anyways, I'm gonna kind of take it to Wayside or something. Take it back to Reveille. For those of you that know that done time in Wayside, Medium South. That's the only place I've ever been, right there in Medium South, other than Supermax. But in Medium South, you would hear this fucking horn every morning. Time to get up, shake your sheets, roll your mat, and get ready for chow time. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. Court line was a little bit earlier. But anyways, so that Reveille was their wake up call. Those of you that done time in Wayside, Medium South, that's the way they ran their program. It was like fucking military. The cops were, I don't know, whatever they thought they were doing. That was our wake up call. But anyways, people. Anyways, back to a dry run. Okay, so this here is a dry run. Okay, you just came back from court last week. You know when your next date is. Well, for some reason, these motherfuckers got you scheduled for a court hearing today, Monday morning. You know damn well you don't have a court date. There's a lot of cats that want to argue it, go and tell the huras, the cops, hey man, I don't have court date today. As far as myself and the way our folks were, you know what I mean. We don't refuse movement. You know what I mean. It's against our rules. So, anyways, as a matter of fact, for speaking for myself, I didn't mind going on dry runs, man, because it got me out of from where I was at back down to the courthouse, you know what I mean? And in the meanwhile, and while you're being transferred and being shackled and being, processed to get loaded onto that bus, you meet other homies from other sections and shit, you know what I mean? And you do what you have to do, what needs to be done, you know what I mean? And sometimes you're a mailman, and sometimes you run into the mailman that has to deliver. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Was one of our ways of communicating, I should say. But anyways, so like I said, I would never turn down a run to get out of there. Fuck though, for what? You know what I mean? Get out of that fucking place that you're surrounded in every day until you get sentenced, or if you're doing your time there. So it was just a change of environment. And then, when you go to court, especially if you're going on a dry run. So what I would do, I'd get there and just fucking gather up fucking my food, my court line sandwiches, bust down, do a rutina, whatever I'm gonna do, go to sleep, catch up on my rest, wait for all the new cats to be processed in, because like I said, that you're going there on a dry run. You have no court hearing. It's a way that what it is, it's the way the system utilized us to make more money, because for them to transfer us on one of them buses under escort, they made a lot of money off of us. They knew what the fuck they were doing. It was just the way they make their money. You know what I mean? They connive the system. You know what I mean? So all crooks and criminals come in different shapes, colors, sizes. You just never tell who's doing crooked shit, but you'd be surprised. But anyways, people, so that there is a dry run, man. I mean, you go to court, you sit there, you're gonna sit there all day. If you're lucky, you go back on the early bus. If not, you go back on the late bus. As far as myself, I usually never really went back on the early bus. I was always like one of these guys that fucking had that type of luck where catch the late bus, you know what I mean? But what I enjoyed about these dry runs, we'd make a stop in the county jail, you know what I mean? At the county jail before we'd hit Wayside, and go sit in your holding tanks there, and as soon as you had a chance to fucking break out of that motherfucker and get your roam on, whew, I was that person. I was mingling. I was out there looking for homies and looking to see what's up and see what I could get myself into. You know what I mean? That was my mentality back then. You know what I mean? I didn't give a fuck. It was like it was one big party to me. Um, but yeah, that right there is a breakdown of what a dry run is. Okay, so you went throughout that process and shit, and then when you, like I said, sometimes you had to play mailman. And what I mean by mailman is, you have to deliver messages. I'm not going to get into detail how the message is, but we had messages that needed to be relayed, so it's very important. You know what I mean? Not to refuse any type of movement. You have to. It keeps our program going and keeps us afloat. You know what I mean? That way, our program is on check, and we're running a smooth program the way it should be ran. Because like I said, we have rules, and coming from my background, our upbringings, we're very how would you say it? I wouldn't say militant, but we do enforce our rules, and we go by our rules that are set. You know, not everybody is as structured as us, because you could take a look around and just see the way people run their programs and conduct their business. They're just fucking bouncing around like a fucking ping pong ball. They ain't really got it down. But our shit has been set in stone for a cool minute. You know what I mean? I know times have changed, and they have this new thing, end of animosity and stuff like that. Later on, I'll speak about that stuff. You know what I mean? It's a good thing. You know what I mean? I was brought up in a different time. Whatever's gonna benefit our people behind them walls, and make their life easier for them to do what they need to do. Hey, I support them. You know what I mean? I may not agree with everything, but that's me. That's everybody has their own choice in their beliefs and whatever. You know what I mean? Whether you put them out there on the table is entirely up to you. Sometimes it's not really good to bring your feelings towards the table because it could backfire on you. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to just do your thing, just roll with the program. That's normally what I did. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you right now, I am that person that will fucking what is right and what is wrong is wrong. I will fucking speak on it and put my 2 cents in. And I found myself a couple times, going underneath the stairs. You know what I mean? That's something new as well. This is fucking boobop shit. You know what I mean? It's a little different. It is what it is, though. You know what I mean? Shit, OG, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm like I said, I'm old school. I was taught different ways from this new generation, and I tell you one thing though: once you leave that county system and you hit I should say, my backyard, my playground, things change. At least when I was going through the system. Welcome to my world. You know what I mean? You might have been able to live that circus life over there in the county, but once you touch down and we meet again, you know what I'm talking about. And it's happened to certain individuals that ran into me going through the system later on up in state. But anyways, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's a lesson to be learned. So if you ain't really up for this type of lifestyle, people, I just recommend, you know what I mean? Keep your fucking nose clean. Do your thing, man. Be there for your family, because it takes a real man to stay out here in the fucking streets and support their family and be by their family 100%. You know what I mean? Especially with all the peer pressure that is around you. The environment that you grew up in, there's so much, it's so much easier to go the other route, I should say. Like I said, I don't have regret. I love my upbringing. I love all my homeboys, and I always will, you know what I mean? And each of my homies is unique in their own way, you know what I mean? And like I said, I was raised by a lot of the older cats. So I've always had an old soul in me. And like I've said in the past, I've come from a big family from the neighborhood, and my family was married to another family from the neighborhood who's also a big family. Yeah, but like I said, it's not for everybody. But like I said, it takes a real man to stay out here in the streets and provide for the family, man, because it's rough dealing with fucking disrespectful people every day. You know, it's a different lifestyle, and behind them walls, it's all about respect. You know, so in there you could live a good life in there, especially if you know how to conduct yourself in a professional manner. I mean, there's always going to be haters there, low key, the snakes, the sharks that'll try to pencil whip you, you know. But that's a whole different topic there. Well, anyways, people, with that being said, man, I'm gonna bring this little story to an end, and yeah, just keep on getting up and getting yours, man. And if you have anything you want to talk about, chop it up about, leave me a comment, and do me a favor. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe and share my channel. Let's get me growing, people. That way I can bring some more stuff to the table. You know what I mean? Now, with that being said, get up and get yours. Program time, baby.